Good morning, Sebastian. It's an honor to be invited to participate in Mineral Weeks. Thank you for being here. Carlos, we have addressed this process of digitization from different perspectives, from the ones that are suppliers, from the academy, with a more general view. But as we said before, it's interesting to have the view of the participants, actors of the industry. And we want to know the situation of Peru and the mining industry with this process of digitization. What is your diagnosis? How do you see this process in your country there? Well, according to a recent study, the EY, the Index of Maturity of Digitization, in Peru, there's 73% of the organizations in Peru that are in the way to reach that digital maturity. 18% are just starting, and just 9% is in an advanced stage. And besides, according to the progress of the country is in a 62%, and that shows that we are in the correct road, but with possibilities of improvement, having this figure that this is higher according to the previous study. And in relation to that study, we found that the mining sector and metal sector has a 60 point, and that indicates that although we have started with a maturity digital process, we still have important opportunities. And in that sense, Carlos, what do you think has been one of the main factors to progress in this process? For example, the improvement in relation to the indicator or to be on the way of this process. Which are the relevant factors here? Well, the most important that we are in a global industry and therefore, and we have the privilege of having a strength in the geology of Peru that allows not only to be polymetal, but he corrects polymetal, and and this obliges us to compete with the main stakeholders in the world, with Canada, with Australia, with the limitations that the other participants or political actors are imposing in the industry, but having the strength that this, well, on one hand, this geological strength that nature has given, and the tradition of the mining industry that has been given with our workers that know, and they are the main innovators. And Carlos, in that sense, in the global industry, you see well positioned the Peruvian market and the mining industry in relation to other mining markets. Well, from the year 2013, we have been having, unfortunately, a drop investment in ID, research and investigation, and one of the lowest in Latin America, but said that the mining Peruvian industry is a very globalized industry and they do the efforts in the enterprise, in the trade, commercial trades. So they have projects, innovation projects linked with this professional way, young people, students, with the companies, so they can state and develop concrete functions and real challenges. This represents a challenge and a unique opportunity to reach what other countries of the region and internationally have achieved through the new technologies in the different processes. If we compare with you, for example, a competitor for us, because of the copper production, we are half of what Chile produces in copper, but certainly we do have silver, zinc, lead production, and other metals that allow us to be at that level. We see Chile that has a series of policies to aim the innovate to aim and improve innovation. And here the companies and the area are doing it. If we compare it, it's interesting because I will ask you about the role of both sectors, the public sector and the private sector, so to progress in this issue. What we have done is to take in the mining industry, specifically the challenge, starting with relating with the experiences of Australia, the experience of Canada, the Chilean experience, of course. We have had not much support officially from the public area, but it's not a secret for anybody that the main companies in mining companies also have their origins out of the country, and there's an innovation culture development and trying to solve the challenges that are posed in the nature of our activities. And we are taking from Australia, for example, the experience and the support, equipment, technology, mining services, METS, it's called METS, work class, and we are trying to learn, but also link with this experience. And specifically, Carlos, and to go deeper, which are the main areas that you can progress in these digitization processes in the case of the Peruvian mining industry? In the short term, the main objective of the mining companies is digital programs that improve the safety and productivity. That is a short-term task. The companies have been implementing remote centers so to improve the safety of the mine, new ways of processing and analyzing the data from the operation that could generate huge profits in productivity. And it's a priority to take care of the environment with technologies for the reduction of use of energy, water, the elimination of waste, and the operation of decarbonization. According to Indra, such a Spanish multinational, it is estimated that a digital mine can save up to 15% of energy, increase the labor production in a 25%, and to reduce the accident rate close to 20%, without mentioning the benefits of environmental management and the improvement, the relationships. And we are dedicated to that task. We are developing new projects, and maybe I can tell you. Carlos, yes, you can tell us of some icons of these digitization processes and some examples of these progresses in the industry where we can have lessons for the rest of the industry. In the case of Quellaveco, it's a project that is finishing the construction and ready to start, managed by Anglo American. The company has announced that this will be the first digital mine that has an integrated control center where you manage all the processes and being like a mind of the mine. And all the information collected will allow us to have real-time decisions, and all the operation will be with autonomous equipment, and they take the decisions according to the algorithm. And besides, mining companies that currently they have been implementing important processes that take them to digitization. We have the case of Antamina that, motivated by the initial problem of pandemic of COVID-19, they finally make their workers to work from home, supervising the processes, dispatch and mine operations. So all the fleet managed for loading, haulage, and auxiliary equipment. All this located more than 4,000 meters above the sea level, and of course with these operators far away, more than 400 kilometers from the place of the operation. Another example we have WorkCam. mining company that had a project high complexity for the improvement of the communications in the mine with lights of cables and ramps, accesses, and other areas inside the mine also. So to give the radial service locally and support technology for the operation in the Chungara mine. In that sense, Carlos, we will say that there are projects that are at a world level from the point of view of the digitization process. Definitely, yes. As I was president of the National Society of Mining, and also I was the promoter of the digitization and innovation in the mining industry, they invite me every year to be part of the jury of the innovation projects. And in that sense, every day I found more surprises, a lot of improvements that are very important. In the case of Cerro Verde, which is a subsidiary of Freeport McMoran, that they have a commitment with innovation and they have executed different optimization projects of the mine, plant, the optimal use of equipment, efficient management of tails, the use of Internet of the Things, and big data. And the same happens in the sector, and some mining companies are capturing the information of the operation areas with the management of big data and artificial intelligence, so to improve the closing plans of the mine. That is one of the things that probably usually leave them at the end, because what you usually attack is how to improve in the short term. In the short term is to increase productivity, to reduce the cost, efficiency of the equipment, and to be more competitive. But this environmental issue, these closing plans of the mines that feed specifically from information taken from nature, daily basis of the operation, and accumulating all this information to improve the closing plans of the mine that certainly are designed at the beginning, but you have to start to change or adjust with the real information. And we have seen through this conversation in Siemens Mineral Week of the multiple challenges in different areas that the industry had, and how each of them, the digitization process, can contribute relevant tools for the management to face it and to reach the targets that the industry is stating. And Carlos, thanks a lot for talking with us from Lima here in Siemens Minerals Week. Oh, it was a great pleasure. Thank you for the invitation. Thanks again to Siemens for my invitation. Thank you. Okay, so we are closing this panel. Carlos has told us of the progresses in Peru. We were talking about Peru, and we will say goodbye to this new morning of Siemens Mineral Week. And we want to thank for being here, your comments through hashtag Minerals Week. And remember that tomorrow we will meet again for the last panels dedicated to the digital progresses in mining. Bye bye.